Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about something different besides Disney. Thank God.
Yeah.
We're going to talk, well, kind of, because you can't even talk about anime without talking about Disney. We are going to talk about anime, the anime industry, and how it seems like this is where the future of animation, even in the West, it's going to be anime. Everybody's banking on anime now, and it might explain some of the decisions behind some of the cancellations, cartoon cancellations lately. But you know, the shift of the changes at Netflix, some of the series that have been canceled, looking at the importance that anime is going to play in the future of animation in the West. I mean, anime is basically it's back in full force. I don't think anyone who follows this channel is surprised to hear that. It's going to become kind of a major battleground, I think, in Hollywood because of that, because the stakes are so high. So we're going to kind of go through some of the, I guess, the anecdotal evidence that anime is supremely important right now. And we're going to look at, some different examples of different companies pushing anime, possibly over Western-style animation that, kind of maybe the Tumblr era is over.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because their style's a lot more simplified.
It is. It's sort of loosely based on anime, but not quite.
Yeah.
It's kind of like anime light. So before we get into the video, I got to ask you guys to subscribe. Please do that. I haven't been asking for a while, but we really would appreciate it. We hit 50,000 subs last week. We're hoping to hit...
Oh, it's been a week and a half. Wait, has it been last week still?
Was it last
2
week?
weeks?
What week am I on?
I don't know. It all blends together.
Okay, so, well, like a week-ish so
anyway, subscribe,
ago.
please.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
Thank you. Let's take a moment, though, to appreciate the 8 ways to pamper your pet, where you can slather guacamole on your dog. I don't know. Is
that what that is?
No, I have no idea what that is.
I don't know.
It looks like they slathered guac on it, or because you heard avocado toast. This is guac your dog.
Guac your dog. This is one of those sites where you cannot look at their content without disabling your ad blocker.
Because look, you can bathe in cheese in the Swiss mountains.
God. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk. That needs to be a manga. Well, I was going to talk about manga too, because I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about how manga is sort of making a huge comeback now. It was really big in the early to mid 2000s, and now manga sales are booming again. I think I've got an article talking about that. So it's all related. Mm-hmm. You wonder why there's so much drama, I think, surrounding the anime industry right now and the manga industry right now, and I think because this is kind of what's next again. This is where Hollywood's going to go to after superheroes are done. After
some people want to stop it.
Yeah, some people want to stop it, but it's going to be very, very important. And I think, and this actually sort of came from a quick conversation I had with somebody on Discord the other day after another video, and they mentioned that it seemed like Netflix's strategy going forward is probably to just push more anime instead of their own series, because it is probably cheaper just to bring a show over here or co-produce a show.
Well, yeah, it's always cheaper to co-produce something. That's why a lot of these places are doing that. Like, I'm not trying to hit that drum again, but it was Netflix and DreamWorks, wasn't it?
I think it was Netflix.
Netflix just distribute it.
I'm really not sure. I think Netflix probably threw some money at them too. I don't know, because they're not really clear. That's the thing with the Netflix originals; are not really clear who owns what. Sometimes it's a Netflix original if it's just exclusive to Netflix, but it doesn't mean that they actually produced it,
But anymore, you just see a movie come out and there's 10 different production companies working on it, because it's so expensive and it's easier just to share the load.
Share the load.
Share the load.
It's a big load.
It is.
There's a lot to go around. Okay, so, like I said, we can't even talk about something besides Disney without Disney coming into it, because now, I think I talked a little bit about this before, anime could give Netflix a major advantage against Disney in the streaming war, because it does seem like Disney dropping all of this content. We'll talk about kind of some of what they're offering too. One movie in particular, and how anime may be used to offset that, because you're not seeing a lot of 2D animation coming to Disney Plus. Couple of things, but they're not really pushing it like they used to. One in particular here before we go back.
Oh, yeah.
You did a story on this the other day. It was announced at D23 that now this could be coincidence. Simba and Kimba sound a lot alike.
When I saw this, it's Raya and the Last Dragon. I'm like, Raya, that sounds like the Dragon Prince. I'm like, doesn't it sound like the Dragon Prince name? Because what is she? Rayla.
Rayla.
So it's Raya and the Last Dragon or Rayla from the Dragon Prince.
And the plot sounds somewhat similar.
They originally said that they thought this was going to be, let me just go down here. They thought that it was going to be this Dragon Empire that was rumored to be being made by Disney. And the original Dragon Empire write-up was basically sounded a lot like Avatar.
And the Avatar, one of the writers of Avatar is one of the showrunners on the Dragon Prince.
It sounded very Avatar-esque. And now, but now this other show does sound different. But the dragon, can we go back to the other page? I want to take a moment to talk about how we took Mushu out of the live action Mulan, but that's okay. We have another version of Mushu right here, because in the face, it looks like Mushu.
That is a very fancy Mushu. That is a flying unicorn, is what that is.
Yeah, but look at the face. You tell me that's in the Mushu.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where it kind of makes you scratch your head a little bit and wonder, because there are a lot of similarities, and people accuse Disney sometimes of sort of borrowing, especially from anime. Look at The Lion King. Look at Astro Boy. Look at there's different movies that they put out that people are like, oh, that's just an anime, and you repurposed it.
This does seem different than the Dragon Prince.
This doesn't look...
and it is interesting though, Raya and the Last Dragon, or you can go watch Rayla from the Dragon Prince.
Yeah, and it's about finding the last dragon.
Most of the Last Dragon. This dragon. Oh, this is?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. They don't have anything about it.
I think I read somewhere that the plot was actually sounded somewhat similar, even though it looks more...
I don't think the plot was out for this yet.
Even though it looks more Chinese than the Dragon Prince, obviously. I heard that it was supposed to be kind of a similar thing. So who knows? Who knows?
There's no plot out on this yet, so I don't know. But there wasn't that Dragon Empire, and that's what they thought it was going to be, something similar to that. But now it seems different. So who the heck knows? But the style, it's like a cross between the two. It looks like.
Yeah, so they're kind of like and again, this sort of like going down this road, and we're going to be just bear with us. We're going to be all over the place on this one because I have a lot of plot threads. I'm sure you've got a lot of trains of thought in here too.
I don't know. I'm just trying to follow you.
Get this to work. The Dragon Prince, even though it's CG, again, they're kind of going with that more anime style. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like they're preemptively, and now Netflix is actually calling shows that aren't technically anime. They're calling them anime. This clearly is not going to be anime.
Yeah, that is a problem.
That's not going to be anime, but that is the buzzword now. Anime is the buzzword. So we're going to call the CG thing Magic the Gathering. We have to wonder, again, coming back to He-Man, He-Man's being called anime. Is it actually anime, or is it going to be...
They're trying to do it in a similar anime style. They're not doing... It's like the places of Castlevania. Are they an anime studio?
I believe Castlevania was animated in Japan, but the actual production studio is based in the US, I think. Or it might be Canada. I don't know.
Well, but then it could be argued as an anime.
Right, but it's a US production.
So that could be... But this could be
that's
argued
probably what's going to happen
here a little bit. Other things not so much.
Yeah, but this does seem to be where they're headed with it. And then Disney, Disney just doesn't do anime. There's kind of a decline in the Disney, traditional, Disney 2D animated series. They have an Amphibia on now, I think, is one of the probably the only big one they have on now that's new. But they're bringing Phineas and Ferb back.
I liked Phineas and Ferb, though. And the thing is, the art was simple and it was very different, but it worked because it was its own thing. It wasn't like it was a reboot of something. It was its own thing, so it worked. There
was kind of a golden age. Disney at one point, the Disney Channel and Disney XD actually had so many good cartoons that were original, completely original. Mm-hmm. I mean, Kim Possible, Phineas and Ferb, Proud Family. They're talking about bringing the Proud Family back, but now they're talking that the Proud Family was problematic.
No, everything's problematic.
But the early to mid 2000s, late 2000s, they had so many really good cartoons that were completely original. And then they decided, hey, let's just make cartoons of movies and make reboots and sequels.
Let's make the cartoons live action. The movie cartoons live action.
Yeah. So, but there does seem to be on Disney Plus, there does seem to be a real dearth of animated material. It's all live action Marvel, live action, that we've seen. But Netflix is going the opposite direction. They're actually ramping up the anime content. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like what they're doing with it. Not a big fan of what they did with Evangelion, but they are at least bringing anime over here, and they said that they think this might actually be kind of the secret weapon against Disney Plus, because I guess nothing else is working.
I don't know, but it seems like the media is going out of its way to make sure Netflix tanks. So who knows?
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I don't know who to root for here, because you've got, the media is trying to tank Netflix, and they're taking a piss on Disney too. It's like they don't want anybody to succeed.
Really, it's like they've ever given Disney a much bigger pass on the streaming service than Netflix. It's like they're trying to tank Netflix to help Disney in a way.
So kind of where I was going with this is we talked about, cancellations. We talked about Tuca and Birdie. We talked about we don't know where She-Ra is. And yeah, we're going to get comments like, oh my God,
I don't care.
I don't care. They do seem to be canceling shows sooner because of the expense. And this they said that they might actually replace these people at Netflix. And I have to wonder if they're not going to replace them with people who are going to be more focused on like anime style shows, instead of Tuca and Birdie or whatever. I mean, this was kids and family execs, but they were actual original.
But they're
animation
laid
people.
off. How can they rehire more people? Wouldn't they have to consider that being a firing?
They said that they are not part of a broader scale back. It's just in the animation and kids section.
Okay.
So it seems like they're changing direction. And I have to wonder with these new announcements, is it going to go more, they're going to push more into anime because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to just bring a show over than it is to, spend $500,000, $1 million an episode and do something that might land with a thud. Just pay for the rights, bring it over here.
Well, that's what they keep doing it. Well, that's what the same thing they're doing with like shows like Thundercats and She-Ra and that. They don't want to take the risk of something new. We'll just change something that's already existing because we don't want the financial risk.
Right.
Same kind of thing.
But I mean, everybody's talking about it. The last 2 or 3 months, especially, it's all doubling down on anime. Anime is making tons of money. I mean, it's literally like every other week there's some major publication that hasn't talked about anime in years, like in years. So it does seem that that is the buzzword in Hollywood right now. Right. That does explain a lot of what's going on behind the scenes and why everybody is so hot to, call these shows anime, greenlight, new anime projects like High Guardian Spice, and
well, that's anime in quotes.
Yeah, but this is the buzzword in Hollywood now. Like, this is going to be the next superhero genre. They're going to strip mine anime and manga. They're all talking about it. They're talking about the manga sales going up and all of that. But they put this, and I haven't seen it yet, but Netflix, to toot their own horn about their massive success with anime, they put out this special. Called Enter the Anime.
Oh, we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, people said it was terrible.
Really?
And they got so much backlash for this. It was basically, they said it was like a commercial for their shows.
Oh, come on.
Their original shows.
Well, they should have backlash over that then.
Yeah, so they got so much backlash that they actually had to do an interview in Sci-Fi to kind of set the record straight. But yeah, Cannon Busters. Okay, so Cannon Busters, here we go again. This is another one. Now, the creator of Cannon Busters actually, if I remember correctly, published his book through Udon first. And then I think he moved to Japan, and he got the show done as an anime. I think that's what happened. If it had been done here in the States, it would probably look like Steven Universe.
Yeah, it would look way different.
It wouldn't look like
sure.
this. So they're talking about Cannon Busters and how they just, it does seem like they're really pushing more into anime now. And even Cartoon Network, I gotta wonder what they're doing, because they're talking about Toonami. That Toonami is kind of making a comeback. People were mad the other day that I guess they put the Steven Universe trailer on Toonami. And you're making a face.
I'm like, why would you put the Steven Universe trailer on Toonami?
Because everything's anime now, even if it's not. Even if it's not. Rick and Morty is anime. The Simpsons is anime now.
I was like, why would
it's
you
all
put
anime.
that on Toonami? Okay.
That's gonna be a thing. Everything is anime. Everything's anime.
Well, they're considering an animation block now, not just
this is
anime, but it always kind of was.
Yeah, but it was always anime mostly, except for they had a couple American produced, they had the Big O back in the day, and Boondocks, and
it's been a long time. Yes, I watched it, but
yeah, but now we know that Crunchyroll and Elation and Rooster Teeth are going to be making content for Toonami.
Yes,
so it's all kind of gelling together. All this is gelling together.
So then you find a new Toonami someplace else. It's actually a Toonami.
An actual Toonami,
but not called Toonami.
Yeah, we need it's called the BitTorrent. You know, that's you know, Pirate Bay. Is Pirate Bay? No, they got shut
I don't
down.
even know. I don't even use these
I don't
things.
either. See, that shows I don't pirate my
We don't even know what's out there because we don't do these things. Anyway,
We don't do these things.
You shouldn't either.
We're good little fishies who don't torrent the things.
Internet mom says, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. But it's kind of like, speaking of like Internet Mom, though, it's kind of like, it's weird to have CNN style talking about anime.
Yeah, well, maybe the person likes anime, but it is weird.
You know, it's just weird. So I guess where I'm kind of going with this.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with any of this.
It's an observation. Where I'm going with this. Okay, so let's look at Cartoon Network. Steven Universe is basically canceled, I guess. They're doing the movie. And then it's probably done, I guess. You know, Thundercats Roar, we don't know where it is. It's basically the Teen Titans Go network right now. Warner Media is sort of consolidating all of its divisions, which include Rooster Teeth and Crunchyroll, anime. They're canceling OKKO, which I always have a hard time saying that.
OKKO.
OKKO. OKKO. OKKO is canceled after 3 seasons, right? Which was kind of one of the last, I guess, of like the Tumblr style shows. I actually haven't watched that much of it. I heard they had Sonic the Hedgehog on it. And I was kind of curious because I'm like, oh, Sonic the Hedgehog. I do know it was done by the guy who did he did a webcomic called RPG World, and I guess he got to finish his webcomic on the show. Which
did
was,
he?
like,
That's
the ultimate,
weird.
you know, like, yeah, so he got to do that. It was Ian Jones Cordy, who he worked on Steven Universe, too. But it seems like there's sort of like, I don't know, Steven Universe is out the door, this is out the door. Infinity Train, everybody's like, man, Infinity Train's cool. Again, haven't seen it yet. Need to watch it. Squid King wants to watch it. It's a limited series. They're not committing to a full show. So,
Well, maybe they will now because people seem to be really into it.
I don't know.
I heard it was kind of dark.
Yeah, well, from what I saw of it, it looked pretty dark. I watched like 5 minutes. I was like, ooh, this looks interesting, but I don't have time right now. But, you know, again, I'm like, it seems like they're not committing to any, either it could be because Warner Media is up in the air, or it could be that, like, okay, these kinds of, like, American, you know, style cartoons, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. We're flipping the switch. It's all anime now. We're just going to bring anime over. Everything's going to be anime. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm trying to figure out where you're going with all this. So
where I'm going with all this is I think the future of animation is going to move away from the Tumblr style cartoons. And I probably should have said that at the beginning.
Yeah.
See, it's late and my thoughts aren't clear. It's moving away from the Tumblr style cartoons and back toward anime. And it might be for nothing else other than financial reasons.
Well, probably is financial reasons.
Financial reasons. But if you are looking to get into animation or into comics, I would recommend, if you want to get in on the next wave. What's your thing about the wave? You talked about the wave before.
Oh, when I was talking, we did webcomics. I always said, you know, you always want to look ahead because everybody's trying to run to catch that wave, but they're going to miss it because they're too late. But if you watch, you'll see the next wave coming, and you can get up there, and you can be one of the ones riding it early while everybody else is scrambling to get up there, and they can't get up there because they missed it. So instead of worrying about the wave that you're missed, start looking ahead to what the next wave is going to be.
And I think this is the next wave, but it's weird because this was the
old wave.
The old wave is now the new wave again, because I think the Tumblr style cartoons are.
It's a circle of life.
It's a circle of life. It's a circle of life. So if you want to get into animation and comics, I would highly recommend checking out anime and manga, because I think things are changing again.
Probably. Bathing in cheese. Bathing. I can't even talk. See, I'm so tired. I can't even.
Cheese bath. I don't know.
I don't want to bath in cheese. Bathe in cheese. I can't speak. I don't want to bathe in cheese. Jell-O, perhaps. Oh, no, it's too sticky.
What are you talking about?
Cheese. I'm tired. Cheese just sounds like an infection waiting to happen.
Speaking of infections in manga and weirdness, I don't know why I thought of this. Last night I found that link to that show.
Oh God!
And this is completely off topic. There is a manga. There's a manga for everything. A manga for everybody. A manga for everybody, because manga sales are booming here in the U.S. again. There's a manga called My Husband Won't Fit.
And it's what you think it is.
It's what you think it is. They can't have a happy marital life because he's just too big. But it was a manga first, and then it got picked up as a show, a live action show. And now to bring it around Netflix, the live action show of My Husband Won't Fit is on Netflix.
There you go.
So if you make a manga about your husband's big ding dong.
Well, maybe he wasn't that big of a ding dong. It's just that her ding dong receptacle was too small.
Is this sort of like the difference between American power outlets and European power outlets?
Maybe.
Like the plug doesn't fit because it's just not.
I mean, then you have a baby and that thing just plows a new hole, but she can't have a baby because her hole's too small. And she can't get the stuff in there that, mind.
How does this work again? This was never explained to me after 2 kids. Anyway. So literally, you can make a manga about your husband not being able to fit and get it on Netflix as a live action show, but it's all anime. It's all manga.
I think it's funny as heck.
Tumblr. They would not pick up a Tumblr show called My Husband Won't Fit. Well, they might. Never mind. They probably would.
That'd be a comic first.
That would probably. I would guess.
That'd be a graphic novel deal.
That would be a graphic novel deal. That would probably
if it was done by the right people.
Come out from Black Mask. I think Black Mask or Boom would publish My Husband Won't Fit. Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't quite be the same premise.
No.
Yeah. Anyway. So, if you want to get on that next wave, people who want to work in animation and in comics, I recommend doing some research on anime and manga because I think that's where things are going.
Right. Just go out and create new things.
But I also think it's going to be a little harder to make new things because I don't think they're going to pick up as many original series by American creators.
Oh, I'm not saying to have them do your things. I'm saying go make your own things. And then if they like it, they'll come after your thing. I'm talking about your project. I better clarify.
Just make sure it fits in the hole.
That's right. If it fits in the hole, they'll pick it up.
All right. I guess we're going to wrap this one up. These are some musings I was thinking about the other day, because it does seem like this could potentially explain why Hollywood is freaking out over anime right now, why you have a lot of Hollywood types sort of hovering around anime, and why a lot of cartoon shows are getting canceled. Just a thought.
I'm so tired. I don't know what's going on. I'm just looking at the cute puppy with kiwi or avocado on his face.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys later. More news about the D23 and Star Wars and all that. We just want to take a break from...
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
Tired of Disney.
Unfortunately, that's all the news right now, so...
All right, so we're going to wrap this up?
Yep.
Okay, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. This has been Neon and Geeky.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.